You know, we've been reflecting and remembering 20 years since September 11th and all of the lives that were lost. 749 of them were actually from the state of New Jersey. And I recently spoke to Governor Phil Murphy about September 11th. We talked about his experience with the horror of that day and how it affects the people that he now represents.
It seems like in many respects, many lifetimes ago, and in other respects, like it was yesterday.
Within 90 minutes, the towers were no more.
The number of casualties will be more than any of us can bear.
Many of us know exactly where we were when terrorists flew two planes into the Twin Towers in Lower Manhattan, including New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, who worked for Goldman Sachs at the time. On September 10th, he was on a business trip to London.
Landed in London, got off the plane, went right into the office just to look at colleagues across the trading floor staring up at televisions, and I asked one of my colleagues, haven't you got anything else better to do here? And I looked up, and literally the carnage was on television.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
And that's how I learned about it. Obviously shocking, worried about my own family, friends, colleagues. From the moment I saw it, I was trying to get out of London back to New York.
And so you make it back home, right? And from what I understand from reading some of your story, you were able to get back to Goldman Sachs almost a week after the towers collapsed. Goldman Sachs, for those who don't know, was just a few hundred yards from the Twin Towers. What was it like as you took that ferry from New Jersey?
Pretty eerie. The first memory, Dan, is crossing the Verrazano Bridge, coming in from Kennedy Airport back into Jersey, and looking over on that Saturday with the smoke still billowing up in the sky. And then that Monday morning coming to work, eerie.
Some of these people look disoriented.
Folks still desperate to find loved ones and colleagues. The air, the smell, the haze, all of which anybody who went back in there will remember.
There are so many lessons that have been learned since September 11th. What have you learned specifically in the state of New Jersey when it comes to safety and security? Where are we today that we weren't 20 years ago?
Well, we've learned a lot. I mean, as a nation and as a state. And you look at all the habits that we now have that we think of that are second nature, what we do before we get on a plane. We put an enormous amount of resources into doing everything we can to protect the 9.3 million folks who call this great state their own.
You know, and I gotta say thank you to the state of New Jersey for so many of the memorials, the powerful memorials that have popped up over the past 20 years, the Empty Skies Memorial in particular. I just want to get your take as a final thought here on that memorial in particular, because when you stand and you look at it, it's meant to look like the towers were still there.
Yeah, extremely powerful, Dan, and you've seen it. That is probably the most iconic of the New Jersey memorials, but I'll tell you, they're all over the state. We can never, ever, ever forget the precious lives lived and lost on that day.